Here we go, you guys. Subspecies. Welcome to Late Late Horror Show. Intro coming. Yeah.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, that's my thing. That's my
Oh,
thing.
that
Don't
is. Oh,
take my thing.
I didn't
Hi,
know I took your
everybody.
thing. I didn't know I took your thing. See, it's stuck in my head now, and I didn't even know that. Welcome to Late Late Horror Show, everybody.
Hi,
I'm Dino,
everybody.
and that's Ginger. And yes, we are getting ready to do something a little bit different. We've been doing giallos over and over and over, and I love them, and there's still more to come. But yes,
Hooray!
exactly, Ginger. You got the right spirit.
Hi,
Subspecies.
Vicky. Mwah.
Subspecies is going to be a great one. A 1991 Full Moon, Charles Band, Ted
And we just made the
Nicolau.
decision. We mutually made the decision, but it was my idea that we're going to make this a series. We're going to go through all of the Subspecies movies. Correct, Dino?
Yes, we are. Well, we might as well because the first one's fantastic. Second one's even better. The third one.
Connie, my darling. Mwah.
Yeah, let me say hi to everybody in there. JLR Hugs, what's going on?
Hi,
Happy Hump
Lynn.
Day.
Hey, WWM.
It's a good thing to know that today's Hump Day. Oh, I love them days. WWM, Chris W. Connie Clary.
I
Vicky
keep telling
Alcone.
you, I'm not Ted. I'm
That's right.
I'm not Ted. We don't
What?
do that live talk here, young man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I offend you?
No.
Okay. I gotta be myself.
Absolutely. Be you all the way. All the way.
Roger Stephen Max. What's going on? What's going on, brother? Angela Marsniak. Marconiak. Love you guys. Love you too, Angela. Be sure you leave a special email for me. Let's see. Anybody else I forget there, Ginger?
Every
Chris
time
W.
people choose an emoji to go with my name, it's
Yeah.
always something to do with an alcoholic beverage, and I just can't figure out why.
Yeah, me either. Rich Cat Ranch, I think she's putting a flock away. Chris W. Night Fright Talk Show, and I think that rounds it out. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. The weather this evening is no. We're going to talk subspecies. Again, I am a big fan, and I will find out what Ginger thinks of this, but I'm a big fan.
Let us revisit that
Yeah.
topic that I brought up a little while ago.
Okay.
That you kept a vital secret from me. And don't
How
gaslight
dare
me
I?
on this. I was
Oh.
not aware that
Oh.
Dino and Ted actually did a whole thing about this
No.
subspecies. And I found it today on accident when I was searching for information about this right here. You did not
Listen.
tell me that you've already reviewed this with Ted and that you did all
Okay.
of them.
Let me explain this to you.
You got some explaining to do.
Okay, I got some explaining to do. And hello, Black Roses, 750, and Emily. Good evening, Emily. Hey,
Hi,
and
Emily,
overnight,
baby. Chris W. Everybody, I forgot to say hi to Black Roses.
and tonight we have a overnight show with Detective Mix. It's all first 2 hours is Broadway is my beat, Ginger. You gotta love that. So there's a whole detective tonight. Do something
Did you
different.
do that for me? Because you know that's my favorite show.
Sure.
No, you didn't. Never mind. Let's
No,
get to it, mister.
Well, I just want to let everybody know, and you know, last night's ghosts, and more ghosts. It was all shows on ghosts. Even Boston Blackie was in there with a ghost show. So, you know, I'm trying to mix it up here a little bit. But hello, Kathy.
And
Ocean
for
is there,
Christ.
and Adam for
Ocean.
Christ.
Hey, Ocean.
How are you doing? And Christian.
Hi,
Lynn.
Christian.
Yeah. What's going on? So. Let's get to this. I will ask her in 1 second about what she thought on this movie, but this is a gothic vampire tale. It's classic. It's
Very gothic. I love it.
Oh, and it's one of the more professionally produced of the Full Moon Charles Band movies. Yeah. Because listen, Full Moon Entertainment is all about the cheese. Okay.
Yes, it's camp. It's called
It's
campy.
camp, cheesiness, whatever. But Charles Band, who is the owner, the person for Full Moon Entertainment, but he did some movies with Ted Nicolau, who did some great movies. Bad Channels being one of the greats. But out of all of the series, like Puppet Master, Trancers, this one, Subspecies is kind of my favorite, and people are going, "What, over Puppet Master?" Listen, all of these are great. The Subspecies series is just fantastic, and I'm a vampire guy. So I mean, I'm not a vampire. I'm yeah. I love vampire movies. Anyways,
Remember I told you there's a fly in here? I want everybody to know
yes,
there's a fly in here.
it's the
It's
one from
driving me
last.
crazy.
It's the one from the last video we did. Four Flies on Gray Velvet.
Ugh.
I
So if you see me going like that, yes, I am
psychically
crazy,
put
but
one
also
there.
there's a fly in here.
If you can't catch it, remember what I said. Send it to me so I can put it in an amber amethyst type necklace for you. That way, when the
It wards
person
off evil
sees.
spirits or something.
So if you're doing something wrong, and the body that can get the picture from the what is that called? Photo. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, what was it called? Photo.
It
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
remember.
But anyways, this is my favorite. I love the Puppet Master. Well, you know what? After so many Puppet Master movies, they start getting really not so good. Unfortunately,
Vicky, you and I need to have a talk.
yeah, ginger, why red wine, red wine. Listen, so yeah, I love this. You know, this is the most professionally produced. This is all shot in Romania to give it a professional kind of really good look, especially for a vampire movie. But
And especially for a vampire movie that was made in a country that had extremely limited resources and like on a limited budget, they did such a good job. I mean, this was supposed to be, I don't know what it was supposed to be, but it didn't have a big budget.
No.
Romania, their power grid and stuff wasn't great at that time. They were just coming out of like something terrible at that time, and it was rough making the movie there. They said it was not easy making that movie there. So this was really a labor of love.
Yeah, I forget what was going on there with communism.
Some kind of revolution. I can't remember.
Yeah. And this was actually the first U.S. film
made there. Yeah.
Yeah, to be made there. And
you have no facts on me, sir. You cannot give me a fact about this movie that I won't already know. Try me. Go ahead.
Talking to? What? Me?
You,
anyways,
sir. Mr. Keeping it a secret that you've already done a review on this movie.
Oh gosh, listen. I didn't explain. Listen, there were 7 years prior to the channel getting as big as it did, and it shows by 22 live viewers here. I love it. And listen to me always complaining. That's me. Anyways, me and Ted did 7 years of every single week we did a movie review. So we've got.
How about that?
700 video. I thought you knew that. I mean, the channel's been around forever.
I know, but you didn't. You and Ted did not review every movie that we've reviewed.
I'll tell you what.
You did not tell me that you and Ted already reviewed this movie.
Yeah, I tell you.
And I'm wounded, Dino. Wounded.
Shush. Come on, you're not wounded. Listen, every full moon movie we've just pretty much hit on. So I'll just say that. But you know,
thanks
some of those
for the info.
Some of those videos, you know, don't have too many views. So for us to revisit it and get your opinion on it and all that is interesting. And what
just be prepared for a lot of potty mouth, a lot of locker room, because it's just him and Ted sweaty and foul and.
Listen, some of those old shows that me and Ted did are some of the funniest.
Yes.
Entertaining.
Yes.
2 hours.
Unfiltered, because at that time Dino hadn't started building his media empire yet. So it was like anything goes. Yeah. Well, now he's running a respectable business.
But at the time, me and Ted just let it loose. We were just.
You sure did.
Going, having fun, and we said all kinds of we were just having fun. Anyways,
Malfeasance, it's called malfeasance.
yes, 7 years of that stuff. Hello, Stephen Jules Rubin. Hello, WTF Horror and Sci-Fi. What's going on? Talking like a couple of drunken sailors, Connie Clary. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. Ew, sweaty Dino and Ted in their underoos. What the heck, Chris W? What a scene. But listen, so did you like this film?
I did.
Okay. Again, kind of a romantic gothic
Yes, there's a
vampire
love
tale.
story, definitely.
Yeah, well, and it's a shame though, because
It
that.
reminds me of your favorite movie, Twilight.
Oh, don't say that. No. Twilight is for the people who love Twilight. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
But it's not
It's
my
for
vision.
13-year-olds, I know.
It's not my vision of a
I know.
vampire story.
I just like to watch your ears flame when I say Twilight.
Yeah. WTF, I got a love-hate relationship with full moon movies. I want to love so many of them, yet they throw up a good couple stinkers and it really messes things up.
Oh yeah, but that's part of that's their legend. That's their brand. That's part of it.
Yeah, you can't go in thinking, oh my God, this is a masterpiece
This isn't The Godfather.
right, with most of these films. And but there are some serious movies that he made. Even Castle Freak is somewhat on the serious side, and it's a great movie.
I don't know.
Oh, it's a great movie. But anyways, you haven't missed nothing yet, Rich Cat Ranch. We're just babbling on is what we're doing. But Ginger liked the movie too.
And this was my first time seeing it, and I could have sworn Dino told me it was also his first time seeing it, but I found out otherwise.
No, I've gone on and on movie nights about this. Oh yeah, and check out the links. Yeah, I don't even need to say that anymore. So this has to do with not many characters. We are greeted right from the beginning of this movie with Angus Grimm, who is the tall man in the Phantasm movies. Unbelievable. Although
I gotta tell you, those Phantasm movies, especially that first one, they damaged me a little bit. Those movies are truly scary.
Oh, the original Phantasm
is very scary movie. I love it. I mean, I could watch it every day.
There you go. Phantasm is a great one, and with the tall man, Angus Grimm, who plays King Vladislav in this. I don't know.
I'm sorry to bring it up, but it kind of reminds me of the Underworld, how they reawaken Victor. Like, there's something about it that it reminds me of that when she reawakens Victor too soon, but it's like he's the king.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, you mean King Vladislav here, Angus Grimm's character.
He looks like Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart or something. With that
it's weird because he looks very odd. He looks like an English judge or something with the big white wig on, something you'd see out of Monty Python or something like that. It just did not look like what he should be as a King Vladislav, a vampire.
The matriarch. He's the matriarch. Yes. I mean, the patriarch.
Yes. He is the man. And we come to find out
2 sons, an older son and a younger son.
Yes. Radu, who is the main vampire in this movie.
What is that thing that King Vladislav is? They do this extreme close-up of his mouth and his tongue.
It's the bloodstone.
It's the bloodstone.
Yes, it's the bloodstone.
And it contains the blood of...
It contains the blood of the Catholic saints.
All the saints.
All the gypsies. Well, there was a revolution. The vampires were coming after because this takes place in Romania.
The Turks were coming after.
Yeah. The story revolves around Vlad Dracul, and there's a strange mix in there where Radu's supposed to be the brother of Vlad Dracul, but I don't know how that works, and it's kind of a weird...
I believe that is historically accurate, that Dracula had a brother named Radu.
In real life. Yes. Well, Well, yeah, I mean, those are facts. He wasn't a vampire, but he did so many atrocities that he got that name, and
Sure.
thus the story of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Mm.
And so Radu kind of is based on that, but in this movie here, he ends up being one of the children of King Vladislav, but he
WTF horror asked a question. Yes, the
doesn't the
Bloodstone lets
Bloodstone
them
let
live
them.
without biting people.
Yes,
It
but it
does.
gives you.
That was the truce. The gypsy went to Rome and
Yes.
stole the Bloodstone from the Pope and
Yeah,
brought it back as an offering to the vampires. If you just don't bite us and just use this Bloodstone, that
exactly.
apparently has a limitless supply of the blood of saints in it.
Well, all you
Um,
need is a little bit, a tiny little speck,
just
just
a
a,
little dabble, do you?
yeah, a little dab will do you.
So for hundreds of years, everyone in this family, the Vladislav family, has left the villagers alone,
Yeah.
and they've had that bloodstone. Well, the
Hmm.
bloodstone is the symbol of power. It's like the crown, and the
Yes.
father passes it down normally to his oldest son.
Right. Yes. Yes. And but Radu is not who he wants to pass it
There's
down
a
to.
fire!
What? Yeah, I
There's a
see the
fly
fly
in
flying
here.
all around. Try to catch it when you can. Hey, horror junkie for life, what's going on? Good to see ya.
Thank you,
Um,
Kathy. It's navy blue. It's navy
yes,
blue.
WTF. The one thing about this movie is that Radu is always dripping saliva and blood from his
Oh, it's
mouth.
disgusting.
But
He's
listen,
always drooling blood, and he's repulsive.
but I think they hit gold on the character. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
Radu, I mean, there's Dracula, Bella, of course. There's Nosferatu. Then you've got the Nosferatu in the 70s, and you've got these versions. You got Salem's Lot, and then you got Radu, Full Moon's
Well, we
version.
see a lot of similarities. Radu, you can see that they're kind of trying to evoke that image of Nosferatu with the long fingers, and he's
Yes.
kind of stiff, and they're kind of
Oh, they
making you think of Nosferatu.
Yeah, and they give him his own look, though. I mean, there's
Mhm.
nothing like the look of Radu.
Yeah.
Radu's, he's got that long hair. He's played by a Danish actor.
Hmm.
What's his name? Anders Hove
Hmm.
is his name, and this was his first English-speaking role, I think. Horror Junkie, thank you very much for the $10 super chat.
Oh, thanks, Horror
26
Junkie.
days until Halloween. Halloween. Thank you very much. Much love to you. And hello, Matt Maddox. What's going on? Radu became instant classic in this film. Good role. Yeah. Radu again. Nothing like it. He's distinctively set aside as a vampire that you'll never forget when you watch the series. And but his father, King Vladislav, doesn't want to give it to him because he's too evil.
Yes.
So the vampires are trying to keep this truce and keep things on the down low, whereas he wants ultimate power and he wants to unleash this evil that he's got and go back to killing, which he ends up doing. And then you got the other brother who is, oh my God,
Stefan.
Stefan,
He's so
who
sweet and gentle.
he's sweet, he's gentle. His mother was a human, so he's kind of a. This is where we can maybe get into that question you talked about too.
Yes. Okay. So, hi, Justin.
Hello, Justin.
So, we have the
Subspecies.
older brother who is
Yeah.
just, of course, he demands that he's going to get that bloodstone.
I'm a man.
Yes. And then there's the sweet, gentle younger brother. And the younger brother, Stefan, he actually hates it that he's a vampire. He doesn't want to be a vampire. He tries to
Yes.
live as much as he can as a mortal, as a human.
I wish he would have. I wish Ted Nicolau and Charles Band, whatever. Ted Nicolau, he directed the film, so it's up to him to shape these characters. I
Mhm.
wish they would have had a little bit more empathy in that way, that he didn't want to be a vampire. He was,
Yeah.
sympathetic and all. He just was a very weak vampire, and it's not just because he was half human. It was just because the character was just so
Weak. He was weak.
weak and dull. You know what I mean? So I don't know what else to say other than, it's just he's a weak character, but
Yes.
he is part of the story. And go ahead, Ginger.
So
Me too, Maggie May.
the father's sitting drinking blood from the bloodstone, and the older son comes in and he's like, "Father, ah! I want the bloodstone." And his father's like, "You can't have it because you're bad, dude. I'm giving it to your brother because he's
Yeah,
cool. Like, you're crazy." And the older brother's like, "Oh no, I'm getting the bloodstone."
yeah,
And it's funny because
yeah.
they're both so ridiculous, and when they're fighting, it's like it's kind of funny. I was like, is this gonna be a funny movie? Because when they're, I don't
It's
know.
yeah, no, it's a weird beginning. I mean, first of all, if you first see this movie and you recognize that, Radu's voice, why is he talking like that? He needs a lozenge or something.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's got a cold and he can't speak
Would
very
you like a
well.
sucrete? Have a sucrete.
Yes, Father. You know I want the power and you don't give it to me. Yeah,
So the
so
father gets scared and he puts this cage down on his son, like, "Oh, yeah, that's okay, great. That's great, Dad."
yeah, yeah.
This cage drops down on his son, and his son has the big long Nosferatu fingers, and he puts him through the cage, and he breaks the tips of his long, creepy fingers off,
And
and they fall
who
on the
knew that
floor.
vampires could do that, right? I mean,
You
break off
know.
appendages and they can turn into your demons that'll serve you. That
Oh,
sounds
you
pretty
said the
good.
question. So now comes the question.
Okay, bring on the question.
Okay.
Hey, CM,
What
what's
the
going on?
movie's called Subspecies. So what is
Yes.
the subspecies? What is the movie? What is the subspecies in the movie?
Hmm. The subspecies, which it's funny because people who don't watch this movie say it's the little demon characters are the subspecies, but no, no. The subspecies represents Radu's character, and even Stefan to some
Yes.
point
And I
because
thought by extension also Michelle, but we won't talk about that. But definitely
yeah,
it's not the little demons because he breaks off his fingers, they fall
yes,
on the floor, they have a delicious cherry filling,
yes,
and each of
and they
his
turn
fingers
into
turns into a little demon. And the way that they do the demon is so adorable. The stop
oh,
motion.
listen, I love that.
Me too.
I'm a
It
big
reminds me of the first Clash of the Titans.
yes, stop motion. That's
Yes.
number one. I mean,
Mhm.
it just doesn't get better than stop
Oh,
motion.
it's great.
Practical effects, stop motion is the best.
Uh,
And yeah, that the gate when the guy falls and those little creatures kind of it looks a
mhm.
little bit similar too, but more so
I
Clash of
think
the
that was
Titans.
more creepy because the gate, there was a whole bunch of them, right?
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
This one, there was
yeah.
just three.
Yes, just three fingers that were clipped off, like clipping your fingernails, and they're going to do the bidding of Radu from that
They don't
point.
really
And
do a lot, though, but you understand that that's what
no,
they're there for.
yeah, yeah, they're going to go get the bloodstone from him. They're going to, and
Uh,
this was kind of the, King Vladislav is God. He's the Almighty, and he so easily let his son kill him because Radu gets the bloodstone from the demons, but he ends up putting a knife right through his father,
his own
and his,
father, yeah.
yeah, and you're like, dude, and getting so he kills his father, and thus making Radu the vampire who's going to go on a killing spree when he actually
Because he has
finds
the power.
he has the power. He sees Michelle, which we'll get to. And from there it goes on and on. He wants to get rid of Stefan and all this. But getting back to the subspecies part of it, vampire makes vampire, right? Okay,
Hmm.
so that's the lineage. Vampire makes vampire.
But there's
Uh,
also a hybrid.
yeah, I mean, so different species of vampires. So there's a subspecies where technically Radu was born of King Vladislav and a sorceress.
And
Um,
I think that the sorceress was a gypsy, but we do not agree on that. But since the gypsies play such a big part in this movie, I think the sorceress was a gypsy. So she
well,
was.
you haven't seen the other movies, and later on in the
No, I
third,
haven't.
in either in this next movie or the third movie. It's been a while since I've seen these, but the sorceress is revealed
What made
And
the bloodstone? Excuse me. WTF says what made the bloodstone. They never really say. They just say that the bloodstone came
well,
from the Pope in Rome,
well,
and it
they
contained.
say there's a little bit in the film where they talk about um again, oh my god, it was explained a bit, but somehow the saints, their blood was put in this stone in some kind of, I don't know, ceremony or whatever you call it, but it was mentioned for like a few seconds. They glossed over that really quick.
And
The
it
bloodstone,
contains a
which was
limitless
created.
supply of
Yes,
blood.
yes, the
Because this
bloodstone.
happened, this bloodstone was created at least 500 years ago, because it already existed before this conflict between the Turks and the Gypsies
Right.
and the vampires.
Yes. Yes, yes. So, I mean, they
So
say it.
we said before, this is a very short movie, but you get so much information in this one short little movie. So much lore. It's lore.
Yeah, yeah. And that's
I'm
what he
sorry.
was trying to, that's what it, no, you're good. That's what he was trying to get across with the uh good King Vladislav looked out, or the demon fingers. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the subspecies. Oh God, that echo. Stop echo. Just give it a second. Okay, so oh geez.
I can turn my speaker
No,
down.
you're good. It should go away in a second.
I can turn my speaker down. God knows we don't want to listen to you whining all night.
No, I should shut up. See, it's gone now. No, it's back again. Anyways, CDW Cauldron, what's going on? How you doing? One of the most unique stones came to be known as the Pope Stone, a gift from the Pope Pius the.
I never heard of that. I
Um,
never heard that before.
okay. Anyways,
I'm not
so
Catholic. I was married to a Catholic, but I don't know a lot about it, but that's not what I read.
okay. So, anyways, Radu, more
Radu.
powerful. He was created without any kind of knowing of what would, what kind of creature it would become between King Vladislav and the sorceress, and Stefan, who had a human mother, and they don't go into very deeply into that at all, but you come to find out the subspecies between these vampires. And
Correct. So the subspecies is
yeah,
not the little demon fingers. That's not the subspecies.
no.
Well, I'm just saying, one of the reviewers that I watched today said it, and he said it with such authority. I was like, he really thinks that the fingers became that
yeah.
those are the subspecies. It's like, no, that's
And
not
see,
what that is.
and CDW Cauldron, I do know that there is real history here. I do 100% know that. In diving into this, I'm just talking about the movie. I didn't do enough research on the religious side of the movie, because I thought the bloodstone itself. Holy Moses, is that echoing? What is going on? Do you guys hear an echo? Let
I'm
me ask
gonna
the
turn
chat.
my speaker
No,
down so you'll stop
let me ask the chat.
belly aching.
Are you guys hearing that? Just let me know. There you go. I'm in in a room full of
Jeez.
gigglers on Friday nights. I enjoy hearing you all laughing on Patreon. Well, thanks, Chris W.
Oh yeah.
You
On
hear a lot of
Patreon
them.
on movie night, we get to hear each other.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Are you wearing earbuds, Dino? No, I'm not. I don't need to. My
See,
software
Dino, I
allows
think the
me.
echo's just in your head.
No. Anyways, come on. No, it's the software. It's coming out of my speakers. But
Okay.
anyways,
We'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So, art takes from history, and so did the writers. Listen,
So
CDW. Hold on, Ginger. CDW Cauldron. If people don't know that fact, then thank you for bringing it up. But I guess. But if people don't know that, then there's something wrong. Of course, art is put onto film, and art is taken in various different ways. History, imagination. Okay, I'm not going to put on a clinic on cinematography and movie making,
you
but
could though, Dino. You
could
could.
I?
You could.
Yes,
I'd
Dino,
watch it.
Lupe and Opie sounds like Pepe is you. Yeah, there is a echo. I don't understand why that is. Maybe I'll try to fix it next week or next time. So no biggie. But Kathy, how are you doing? Kathy, at first, Dino, your sound was all crackly. When it echoes, the crackle is gone. Anyways, a shadow from the tomb. Hey, what's going on? Great stuff, great stuff. So
Can you still hear the echo? Do you still hear an echo?
yeah, I'm gonna let you talk. It's when I start talking. So go ahead. So what's the next part?
Oh, I don't
No,
like that.
no. Well, you
We
can
need
go
our
out.
host to be happy and comfortable.
So, anyways, we get these 3 students. Okay, art
3
history.
cute little girls.
Well, they're adults. They're like 19, 20, whatever years old, and yes, they're very cute, all 3 of them. And
We
and
know
Brand.
which one Dino likes. The blonde.
No, I like Michelle.
You
Michelle's the
like
cute
Michelle?
one.
I would assume that you
Yes.
liked the blonde.
Why do you think I like blondes all of a sudden? What
Because
do
you
you?
told me that.
No, I didn't. It doesn't.
Yes, you did.
Hair color makes no matter to me. Uh,
Anyway, so
it
3
it
girls, they
okay.
come
Yeah.
to Romania because they're studying like
The
folklore and history
folklore,
of,
the region,
yes.
they're going to stay for the festivals. They've heard rumors of the history behind the gypsies and the vampires, which they don't believe, but yes, they're coming to document that through their studies and stuff like that. And the 2 characters, Michelle, who's got the hat on, which is very cute.
This movie was made in 1991, but it seems to me, because I
Yeah,
lived through that time, I was a teenager,
yeah.
their style, the way they dress is almost like 80s. If you had told me this was 1988, 89, I would have believed you. But it was 1991.
Good fact that you bring that up, because a lot of these early 90s films from Full Moon uh, have an 80s, late 80s, mid 80s
Mhm.
vibe to them. Most all of them. Whether they were filmed a little bit earlier or not, or
Yeah,
they just
because the beginning of the movie when the girls all get together and they get in that cute little car, they see
cardboard car.
that cardboard car.
They mention that. They go, it's a cardboard car. It's a European car.
Yes,
I mean, some of
it
these
was
things.
called a
Oh, you got the name of it.
Trabant, and Trabant apparently really means
Wow.
like cardboard. Like it was a thing in the region that they used to say the cars were made so cheaply. It was like they were made of cardboard.
Oh, how funny. Oh, hey, look at this. Thank you, CDW Cauldron. The initial release was August 8th, 1991. Very good. Yeah. You got a lot of good information going on there. I think it's even in the title that I put on
It certainly
YouTube.
is. That's
It
how
says
I knew, because it's
1991.
in the title. Yes.
Yeah. So thanks. Appreciate it. Anyways, moving on. Where are we at?
So they're going to this fortress. It's almost like
The Fortress of
they just need a place
Solitude.
to stay
Superman
and they
went there.
couldn't find any place to stay because of the festival. So
Right.
they went through their college and they got permission to stay in a fortress, an old fortress that's now like a hostel. It's like a hotel.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. They and they
And it's
stay
an
in one of these
authentic
rooms.
old like castle in Romania. The scenery in this movie is so great.
Oh, they're real set.
Yes.
They're real places. I mean,
Yes.
they've got rundown, architecture that
Mhm.
is
They
actual
have
historic.
ruins. The
Yes.
ruins play a big part in this movie, the ruins.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's funny when they get into that place where they're sleeping. There's this walk above where they're sleeping to where anybody could, like Carl, who's the caretaker, could
Yeah.
just look over and look down at the girls at any time, and they go, "What's up there?"
Because
And he goes, "Let me show
they're
you."
literally in an old fortress and the battlements are up above them and there's a walkway along the battle wall the whole way around. And yeah, you could walk by each room and look down.
Yeah, yeah. A shadow from the tomb. I used to practically live at the video rental store. Yes, same here.
I never heard of these movies until Dino started talking about him.
Oh God, you're in for treats. Anyways, yeah, same here, a shadow. Definitely. So these girls are in there and they get looked around, they see everything, so they know what they're doing, they're sleeping, everything else. But the next day they get ready to go out to the ruins. And where the ruins are, I wonder if it'd make a difference if I wore headphones. Do I have any around here?
What?
I'm just wondering if I had headphones around here because of the echo, but
Aww.
you're fine. Don't talk. We're fine. But geez, I
Dino
just
wants
hope.
me to wear earbuds, but I'm worried about how they interfere with my hair.
Yeah.
Dino
Well,
wants
if we
me to
keep
wear
getting
earbuds.
echo and we need to wear earbuds or headphones or something, we're gonna have to. But anyways, so they
I'm
go out
not
the
wearing
next.
those big goofy PlayStation
Yeah, you need the
headset. I'm
real
not
big ones on
wearing
the
that.
side of your
No.
head. Yeah, no, we're
I'll
doing
just
it.
have to use my earbuds. I'll do that for you.
Oh my gosh.
I'll
So
ruin my whole aesthetic for you, Dino.
you have an aesthetic going on, huh?
Moving on.
Oh my, oh my. Okay, so listen, man, we are trudging through this movie, and we're at the beginning, and we'll quickly get to the end because
So
the middle is all a bunch of filler.
the girls talk about these ruins that they found, and the girls go to these ruins, and the one girl, Lillian,
Lillian,
she says we should try to get in there. They don't realize that inside those ruins, that's the old castle Vladislav,
yes,
and that's where all the vampires are, and they've agreed to stay in there and leave the villagers alone.
and Lillian's the sassy blonde who wants to get into
She
trouble.
wants to
And
get in there.
come on, girls, we're
And the
going
whole
in
time
there.
that they're there, they don't realize it, but Radu is in there.
Oh, I'm scared. But yes, he is. And she does go and she sticks her hand in there because the door is kind of locked, and ends up, of course, Radu. And this is a cool scene because they show in Nosferatu style Radu getting out of his coffin.
He looked
which
like he was struggling there a little bit to me. He looked like he had a hard time doing that sit up.
Well, who the heck knows what was? Yeah, but I thought it was a very cool scene. Very,
Well,
very.
it was very Nosferatu like, and then you see
Yes,
his
yes.
hands.
His fingers stand out. I mean, they're like a foot
Yeah, they
long.
stand
I
out like a
mean,
foot away from his body.
but I think that's what they did it so well that it really does not bother you. It looks really cool and doesn't interfere with him being a vampire and all that. And another cool thing that they do throughout the movie and throughout the series is the shadow play that they do with the vampire, because vampires
Yeah,
they can
where you
lurk.
see his hands like in
Yeah.
shadow.
Well, and they can become shadow. You know what I mean? Vampires can become
Yes,
shadow, and
yes, you're
it-
right.
it- and in the later films, you kind of see that a lot, and they
Oh yeah, that
incorporate
is
that for
good.
some reason. So it's very, very cool. But she ends up cutting her arm, and I don't think he doesn't bite her or suck any of the blood. They don't show it, but they pull her out, and she's got this cut, and yeah, she
And
goes.
as they're walking away through the woods, of course,
Well, they go for a little nap too, though, on the little mountaintop
yeah,
there.
they're told Carlos, the caretaker at the the fortress where they're staying, he
Yeah.
tells them stay away from the ruins, stay away from there. So of course immediately they go to the ruins.
Yeah, that's three girls for you. I don't know, whatever.
And then they fall asleep, they take a nap,
Actually,
and
guys
when
do it
the sun goes
too.
down,
Just
that's when
don't.
Radu comes out to play, and they're still there taking their little nappy on the lawn.
And she goes, "Oh my God, we fell asleep for 2 hours. What do we do?" It's like, okay, yeah.
We'll walk home
Um,
through the woods because it's about to be dark, and we're just going to take a shortcut through the woods when we know that there's a legend of like vampires everywhere. Let's go through the woods while it gets dark. So they're
yes.
walking through the woods,
And it's nighttime,
and
and
immediately it's nighttime.
yeah, and Radu's creeping them. He's following along. Gonna
Because
make
the girl cut her arm, he
yes,
probably smells the blood on the door when he opens the door, and so he's
yeah.
following them because he smells blood.
Oh, he smells blood, all right. Yeah, yeah, he smells the blood and he starts following them. But as he's lurking behind the tree and sees them, and the girls see his face. And what I don't understand is why the hell uh oh, Why the heck when they see Radu, and then Peter comes in? Like, how did Peter save the day? Because Radu can just like that take care of Peter. I mean, not Peter, Stefan. What am I
I
saying?
was like,
Peter?
who's Peter? I was trying to
I
think, who's
know.
Peter?
I know. See, you guys, this is something else. Every now and then we get a wacky stream. I'm losing it here. Is what's going on. I'm hearing echoes. I'm hearing voices.
Oh God. Where are my damn earbuds?
Don't run to the danger, so they do.
I can go get my earbuds.
No, you're fine. You're fine. If you're enjoying
Apparently
the channel,
I'm
please
not, because you
consider
keep bringing it up.
Chris. Well, hey, it's we can do that.
Next time I'll have my earbuds in.
The poo poo bite. Wiz sucks.
Oh
What?
no, he has to go. Bye. Bye. Bye.
What the hell?
Bye.
Chris W. Oh, thank you. Okay, there you go. I'm like, what the? First of all, I'm like, no, that was funny. Anyway,
Was it?
yeah, it was kind of funny, but yeah, they gotta go. Thanks, Chris W. But anyway, sometimes the trolls are funny.
See, that's the kind of stuff that you miss because you're not with Ted anymore.
Right? Yeah, no. Anyways, where was I? What was we talking about? Okay, so the girls. Oh, Stefan kind of saves the day, and Michelle is kind of in love.
Who's this Bart baby person? Who's that?
How you taste sweet and sweaty.
What's going on?
Oh,
Am I
yeah.
missing something?
They're still all over YouTube. Hold on. Continue to talk, Ginger. So what's going on?
I'm going to do a quick synopsis of what we've done so far, okay? Because
Well,
it seems like we're kind of all over the place.
Talk about Stefan there in the woods and what kind of happens there.
Stefan just magically shows up. So when they're at the fortress, Carlos, the caretaker, tells him there's one other person staying here. His name's Stefan. He's a zoology student or something like that. And they meet Stefan, and he comes in, and he's all 80s suave with the nice long trench coat and the tousled hair and a scarf around his neck. And him and Michelle immediately are like, Michelle's the cute one with the short, dark little pixie cut and the hat, and she's the cute one. There's two blondes, and then there's Michelle, who I like because I like dark hair.
Yeah. No, she's very cute. And then they end up going back.
So then they go, when they're out in the woods, he comes and saves them. He just happens to show up at the right moment. Like a weak little lame knight in shining armor. Well, he couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag.
I can't understand why
he's cute, but he's so weak.
Stefan,
Michelle is stronger than him,
Yeah, again, they could have made his character a little better, but it is what it is. It is what it is. And
so Mara is she's the Romanian girl. So what was she? She was in college with them in the United States.
Yeah, she was the exchange student.
Their guide.
She was the naughty exchange student that came back to Romania and brought these two chicks with her. And
so Radu.
Yeah.
Oh, then Radu goes to where Lillian is sleeping. They're sleeping, two girls in one room, and then Lillian in a room by herself. And Radu comes in her room and starts chowing down on her arm.
Sounds hot and
she
spicy.
Doesn't wake up.
Sounds spicy to me, right, Ginger? Yeah, no, he looks over the whatever and down on her, and the shadow creeps down. Again, this movie has great atmosphere. And listen, people, every now and then you're gonna get streams where they just go wonky and wacky. So that's the fun of the late horror show here, right? Anyways, so yeah, and
that's when we find out. That's when we find out that Radu and Stefan are brothers. That's when we find out. Stefan comes home and finds his father dead, and then Radu comes and confronts him.
Right, and there's a flashback too of what took place in the beginning. When
hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. So, Carl and Stefan kind of go after Crazy Spicy Vampire Love. You got that right, Chris W. Um, Midnight Snack in the movies. It was fun.
And Radu is over his little brother's shoulder, and he's
Wow.
drooling like slimy blood all over his brother, like telling
Slimy
him.
blood. Yeah.
It was disgusting. I'm like,
And you
Radu is
get
just
that
a
out of the
pig. He's a pig.
got that out of the books, synonyms. Yeah. So after the bite, they're worried about Mara, or no, Lillian.
Lillian, they're worried about Lillian.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the spicy one who is adventurous. Okay, I can stop on the adjectives at any time now. And
So she's sick. She doesn't feel well.
Yeah.
So the other two girls are going to this festival, the festival of the undead or whatever, and she can't go because she got chewed on by a vampire.
Yeah, exactly.
So the other two girls go to this festival, and this festival is very much like.
Oh, you jump. Hold on. Something happened where Carl and Stefan go after him because they're pissed, and they want to go to where he's sleeping, and
it makes you wonder if Carlos knew all this time where he was sleeping. Why didn't he just get rid of him? Carlos says because he was scared.
I feel like I'm in a dream, a weird fantasy dream right now. Terrence and Richie, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I didn't have any what's that called? Hiawatha or yeah, some kind of I don't know what it's called, something like that. Am I losing it?
I don't know what you're talking
about. Okay. So Stefan and Carl, who Carl is almost like the Van Helsing character a little bit. He runs off, and Stefan kind of almost gets to Radu, but Radu goes, "You are going to die in the sun. You're not going to make it to where you lie at night, your coffin." So he ends up, oh my God, it hurt my throat.
Nailed it. You nailed it on the nose.
So Stefan just kind of goes on the ground and covers up. And here comes Carl with his carriage and coffin, and picks Stefan up and puts him in the coffin before he burns, I guess. So, oh geez, I'm just feeling so weird today. I don't know what's going on. So he gets him back. So Stefan's ready, and they talked, and Carl's got to kill this Radu. So the cool scene is where I don't know how cool it is, but Radu or Carl is making these wooden spikes. I can't turn my speakers off. Jesus Christmas.
Let me go get my earbuds.
Okay, you go do that.
I'm gonna go get my earbuds right now.
Okay. So while she goes and gets her earbuds, I'm sorry, it's the echoing is really bad for me for right now, and it's hard for me. I'm hearing everything twice, so it's making it weird on me to talk and hear myself. So, I think she plugged it in. Yes, she did. She plugged it in. Kathy says Dino's dehydrated and hallucinating. Probably that too. Oh my God. Thank you, Ginger.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. I can't see
I have to
you.
move everything because my earbuds aren't long enough.
Oh no, you can't get the speakers up on the desk?
No.
Oh. So what happens is I can concentrate a little bit now.
Well,
Roger
that's good. That's important.
Psychedelic. Yeah, something. Yeah. So Carl is making these long steaks out of old oak. and he's taking
That's exactly how he says it too.
Yeah, and he takes these shotgun pellets and he empties them, and then he puts little wooden rosary
beads.
Very smart.
Yes.
Yeah, you get some stuff going on every now and then, Chris W. There you go.
Hi.
Look it, and you look just as fine. Wait, what's
Whatever.
something white is dripping from your ear? Oh, that's your earbuds. Um, Chris W says it's
Ah.
understandable, Dino. Too many sounds can be overwhelming, especially for an empath. Listen, it was freaking me out, and I was hearing things in my like. It
And
was
it was
just
very upsetting to me, which is why I kept asking you, what do you want me to go get my earbuds? And you kept saying no.
well.
Continue, sir.
Yes, you know now that we need earbuds in every week. So,
Yes.
um, and your hair looks fine. It doesn't interfere
Fine.
whatsoever.
Can we please move along?
Yes, and Ginger is back. Yes, she had some issues with
I need a drink.
she was yes, drink that down. Looks like ginger ale is what it looks like.
That's what it is.
Yeah, right. It's bourbon on the rocks, off the rocks. It's warm bourbon. So yeah, the old oak spikes and stuff, and he's gonna set out and prepare himself. And meanwhile, I'll let Ginger go on this because what comes up next is the festival. Talk about that festival, Ginger.
Okay.
It's
The
almost like
weird
Wicker Man. Have you seen Wicker Man, Ginger?
I have not.
With Christopher Lee?
Yeah, no, I have not.
Oh, it's a sin. It's a sin.
I keep telling you I've led a very sheltered
It's a
life.
sin. The
Yeah, yeah.
Wicker Man is one of the greatest movies ever. Go ahead.
So Stefan talks to Carlos real quick, and Carlos says, no, there's sirens outside. Carlos says to Stefan,
Yeah.
he noticed the way Stefan's looking at Michelle. He was like, you love her, you're like, you love her. And Stefan was like, I do, I love her. And
Yeah.
but Carlos says to Stefan, and this one kind of threw me. Carlos says to
You mean
Stefan,
Carl?
yes,
Carlos.
Carlo. They said his name was Carlo.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, you know who I mean.
Yeah, I know. It's Carl,
He
but
says to Stefan,
keep it on the low. So Carlo. Gone.
he says, she has your mother's eyes. And I thought that was weird. I was like, wait, what's going on here? But
Yeah,
anyway.
that was weird. That was weird.
So then we go to the festival, and it's just the two girls, the dark-haired
Oh,
girl and the Romanian girl, because Lillian, the American girl, she's in bed sick.
yeah.
Where they're at, it looks just like a mummers parade. I just want to say it's like a mummers parade, and that
The
that's a
mamas.
Philadelphia thing. And the mummers parade originally, it's based on like ancient folklore of these, like, for the new year you dress up as spirits and stuff like that to have
Yes.
good luck, to keep the evil spirits away. So this
Well, that's
festival that
Wicker
they're
Man.
going,
You know, they do it. It's a pagan ritual where,
okay,
you know, to get a good bounty for the next year,
yes,
they will
okay, well, that's what
sac-
the mummers parade originally was.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Don't watch the remake of Wicker Man. No, not the one with Nicolas Cage. Oh,
they meet this old gypsy woman, and she tells
yes.
him this story about what happened in the town.
You are cursed. You've got the werewolf curse. She says. Oh no, that's the wolf man. Sorry. This is a different gypsy. Which is a song by the Fleetwood Mac. Gypsy. How's it go? Gypsy
Was that
woman.
Fleetwood Mac, or was it just Stevie Nicks?
Stevie Nicks. Yeah, maybe it was
Okay.
a. Well, how'd it go? It went Gypsy woman, Gypsy. I better not sing it because I'll get copyright. Gypsy woman, something like that.
Yeah, isn't
Did I
that
sound
funny?
like? Did I sound like her a little bit?
You sounded exactly like her, Dino, like
Oh,
uncanny.
because I sing it in the shower and I record it, and when I record it back, I think it just doesn't sound right because of the shower going.
You
But
sound fantastic. In fact, you should
okay,
sing
cool,
more. Go ahead.
cool. No, that's all I know. Actually, the words. I'm gonna have to look up the words and
We
do
should
some
have an open mic
karaoke.
night where Dino sings all of Sinatra's greats with that hat on right there.
Yes, that would be great. New York. Anyways, who plays guitar? Oh, geez. Anyways, yes, this festival. Did I miss something? What's going on here?
The
The
gypsy
festival.
woman,
Gypsy woman. That's right. She
the
goes, "Get
gypsy
out of
woman tells
here,
all the gypsy
you
woman tells
American women. Get shoo." She says, "Shoo." And the girl goes, "I'm wearing sandals." And I don't know. But yes. Talk about the gypsy woman.
Are you okay?
Gypsy woman. Who knows? Right?
Now I know what song you're talking about. Whoa.
Okay,
You need a
so
bucket to carry that tune.
the few buckets. The Dino, the full moon is on Sunday, 10:09. It feels like it's going on now, Chris W. But yeah. Okay, so this gypsy woman, she's just a mean witch. And she's going to get it by Radu too. Like there's a whole
Hey.
lot going on at this festival. They're trying to raise. What are they trying to do? They're trying to. Oh, you just said it, didn't you? They're trying to
No,
raise.
I didn't. There's a white
Okay.
horse involved.
Yeah, and the white horse is galloping. It's going. "Rrr."
But he doesn't talk. He's not like Mr. Ed.
No, there's no. Yeah, that's right. It's a wacky one tonight, you guys. But please consider supporting the channel by becoming a Patreon. Movie nights and more exclusive content for members. Says Rich Cat Ranch. You're speaking out. Yeah, good try. It's been 2 months. Let's see if we can get a Patreon. Yeah. Okay, come on. Let's continue with the story. So, who shows up at this festival?
Stefan!
Yes, Stefan.
Yes, and she was looking for him. Michelle was looking for him, and her friend said, I know who you're looking for. And then he
Ooh.
showed up, and like a good friend,
And like a
not
good neighbor,
Mara walks
State
away.
Farm was there. Oh, look at that fly. Oh, I love it.
Isn't that terrible? What a night we're having. This is a great night. It's
That's
awesome.
fantastic. I love
It's
it.
just going aces all the way.
This is going to be a classic.
Yes.
This is what I call a classic episode.
And when we get through all of these, there will be 4 flies. We're going to do the whole series. So there's going to be
Gray Velvet.
5.
Oh, boy. Thank you, Rich Cat. Yeah. So she's Mara's taking pictures because Michelle goes back home because she's
to check
worried
on
about,
Lillian. Mm-hmm.
Yes, to check on Lillian, and thus Radu shows up with Mara taking the pictures.
Yes.
In the gypsy mask because Radu just killed the gypsy, which null and voids the terms of the bloodstone. So those gypsies deserve that bloodstone back.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. I tell you, it's just, I don't know, something's got to give here. But it's funny, he was there, and when Michelle gets back and checks on Lillian, he's there sucking her blood there too. And then in comes Stefan, and in comes Carl.
Well, how is it that Radu kills the gypsy woman, and then when Michelle gets back to Lillian, he's there with Lillian? I guess he can.
It's 2 places at one time. He can teleport.
Okay.
Stacy Lipkins, what is going on? Chiming in with State Farm is there. Do you work for State Farm, Stacy? I mean, it's been a long time since you've been in chat, but good to see you again. Yeah. So, yes, he's in 2 places at one time, evidently, and they're making the plan. And this is where Stefan kind of, I think, after all of this, sits down and doesn't he declare his like, I'm, I.
Well, this is when Michelle finds out that this is when he tells Michelle. She finds out that Stefan is actually a vampire.
Yes.
But he's so hot, she just can't resist.
Yeah, she goes, I want to lay one on your lips anyways. And she kind of does. I wonder if his characters, kind of inspired the Vampire Diaries character of Stefan.
Oh.
I doubt it because Stefan in the Vampire Diaries was way more powerful.
Well, the names in a lot of these vampire movies do change, like the Nosferatu movies and stuff. The names of the characters do kind of change, but it's like this is a character, but it's a different name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. You know what I can't wait to watch? I think I'm going to start watching it tonight. Hell, maybe we should cover it. I don't know. The new Interview with the Vampire series on AMC.
I don't have cable.
You could still watch it.
Okay.
Anyways, so I can't wait to watch that. Everybody's saying it's really, really good. I'm I'm thinking I'm going to cringe when the Lestat character appears because I read the book and I love that. So, anyways,
And who plays Lestat?
I don't know the actor. I have to look that up. I haven't
Wow,
watched
he
it
really
yet.
left a good impression. You don't know the actor.
Well, no, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay.
You mean for this series? I mean, Tom Cruise played it in the movie Interview with the Vampire, but yeah, I can't wait to watch it. I might start watching that tonight. Who knows? But anyways, Stefan goes up and gives her a big old kiss on the lips, and then they're necking, and then he gets to the neck, and then he steps back, and he's got to run away. He's a good vampire.
Because he
really
doesn't want to
cares.
bite her.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
So we find Mara tied up.
When do we find Mara, though? We find Mara tomorrow, right?
Mara Tamara. Yep,
Yeah.
it's Tamara.
Yeah, because she's tied up.
And there's nudity here. There's nudity here.
Well, there's a little bit of bondage going on. I mean, she's tied. She's chained up on a 70s style wooden post, and you know, for some reason, Radu took his long fingers and went down the front of her shirt, and there's like rips, and
in very convenient places.
Yes, we'll say that. Yes, very convenient places.
Very strategically placed.
Yes, yes, yes. I hope everyone is showing up. Yeah, let me take a second to mention the Halloween party on the 22nd right here on this channel. Everybody is invited to come dressed up. We are going to have a costume party, celebrate Halloween, tell spooky stories. So yes, Chris W. Hopefully everybody can make it and dress up and have fun. I think, Chris, I'm not going to say who you're going to be, but you sent me a picture already, so I know what you're going to be. I might not even show up. I might have the plague doctor show up is what I'll do. Did Dino notice the new membership yet? Let me go look. Oh, you mean for the channel? There's nothing on Patreon. Let me check. See, I can't see it. Oh, a shadow from the tomb. Thank you for joining the channel.
That's
welcome
awesome.
to level 1 support. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
So does that mean he can come to our movie nights on Fridays?
Yes, he can. If you check the perks section on the channel page, you will see a link for movie nights. And yeah,
you got to come to movie nights. You have to.
Oh yeah, a shadow from the tomb. Movie nights are fun as heck.
You don't even have to wear pants.
No, you don't. You don't need to.
It's pants optional.
Yeah, it's clothing optional, actually.
Well, yeah, that's true. Because we can hear you, but we can't see you.
But you can come on camera if you want. But so I love that the doctor who comes and checks out Lillian looks at the girls, knowing darn well the history of this village, and says, "Has she ever been anemic?"
Right.
He sees
she's got this big, huge bite mark on her arm.
Well, on her neck. But the one on her arm is just like becoming this big, gigantic tetanus-ridden wound.
Blood poison.
Yeah, it's like dead tissue already all around it.
Yeah,
it's all black, and you gotta love that, right?
And he's like, "Oh well, she's dead. Bye."
A Frontier Studies, Sam Barker, very cool, awesome. I'll definitely chill for the movie nights when I can. Very cool. Yeah.
So someone comes by and says, bring out your dead, and you see the old gypsy woman with her head on a pike.
Yeah,
just and they casually that's
well Carl says, Doctor Who, says Frontier Studies. Carl says, don't go out there, they want heads is what they want, because they're pissed because a gypsy has been killed after all of these years.
Yep.
Damn Red Duke. It's hard to do his voice. How did he do that through the whole film?
I don't know. Because he was drunk. He was drunk the whole time.
He was drunk the whole time.
You know that. Don't act like you don't know. You've seen the retrospectives and all that.
Well, he was trying to make his place, and Subspecies was his thing, and really didn't get any other. Not that this was a big role, but it was bigger role than. Yeah. Anyways, so the carriage is very fun. Yeah, I love it.
So
And
they bury Lillian
oh,
in the cemetery
they,
by the ruined castle.
oh, that was convenient.
But of course, she's
Yeah.
not really dead. She's undead, and she wakes up
How do you know that?
because she wakes up.
Oh, listen, there's a cool scene. Listen, when she's buried and Radu goes to get her from the ground, he summons her from her grave and she pushes out of the dirt and the soil and
And it's
her face,
really
yeah, her
scary.
face comes up, you see her fangs and looking all sexy and for
And then
Halloween.
then we see Michelle finds Boobies McGee down in
Boobies
the
McGee.
down there in the
Michelle,
cellar in the
my
torture
God.
chamber.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
very
we find out that Mara is now a vampire.
Mara is?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah, yeah. She breaks through the dirt
No, that was
and
Lillian.
oh, that was Lillian.
Mara, the Romanian girl that's tied up in the
Oh
cellar
yeah.
with
Yeah.
she's a
Yeah, yeah.
vampire.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
now he's got
Michelle comes to save her and she gets her out of the shackles and they run to try to get away and she looks at Mara and Mara's got the fangs.
yeah, yeah. So he's got his two concubines,
Hmm.
which is interesting because that's he pulled things from the Bram Stoker storyline. They were trying to get what's her name next, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
And Radu grabs Michelle, and next thing you know, she's in bed with the other two vampires, and he's going
Mm-hmm.
to make
They're
her
just
a
romping
vampire.
around in those crisp white cotton sheets.
Oh yeah, perfect for blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, white sheets, crisp. S-
So the whole gang's there because then they see Stefan's there. So all
The
the
whole
girls are there,
gang.
Stefan's there, and then Radu's there. So everybody's
Yeah,
there.
they are.
And Stefan, he's so dumb and so weak. He's in shackles. It's like you are just completely worthless. He's worthless.
Yeah, no, he's an idiot. I didn't mention how he gets Michelle. Um, it's Lillian who comes up to the castle because
Oh,
Carl brings him to the castle
uh-huh. And
to
he
a
says the
religious,
vampire can't
yes,
come in.
unless he's welcome. Stefan, please come in. You are welcome. You are
Mm-hmm.
welcome. He says you are welcome. Pull the strings and you will get him. Anyways, so he's safe in
And
there,
I
and
knew
they're
as
on the.
soon as they said a vampire can't enter unless you invite them in, I was like, they're going to see Lillian. That's their friend. They're not going to be able to resist. And they're going to let her in because, of course, they are.
Well, Lillian starts hollering outside the
Help, let
church.
me in.
Yeah, yeah, and Michelle goes running and says, "Hey, that's
Come
my
on
friend."
in. Yeah.
She knows she's dead,
Right.
so why she's running to help her or
Because
get her?
that's your friend. I mean,
I know your first instincts. I get it. Jesus
yes.
criminy, but come on, get a brain. I mean, geez,
Yes. So things start
Michelle. She's
getting
oh
things
yeah,
start getting very bad because Radu's there
yeah.
and he's telling them his plan and why he's doing what he's doing. And
What's his plan?
I don't remember. Why don't you tell me?
His plan is to get Michelle to be his concubine and to kill Stefan. He
Hmm.
wants these three women as his mate and lovers is
Mm-hmm.
what he wants. And he wants his brother out of the way, and he just wants to
Be the
rid the village.
king.
Yes, be king and rid the village of all the gypsies, unless he can come up with some kind of treaty, for the
No,
gypsies.
Dino. Radu is not the kind of
Listen,
guy to come up with a treaty. He's not that kind of guy.
no, he could go. Listen,
He's not that kind of guy.
I've got the bloodstone, but I want
Nope.
one gypsy a month. So
He's just gonna take it. He'll
so
take what he
then the
wants.
gypsies start pumping out babies, so that there's a big stock of humans for because if he's got to give up a gypsy a month, I mean, you need people. So they start bringing in gypsies from Bucharest and from Austria, and he's bringing them in from all over the place just to build up the population. By the end of the movie, the population's like half the size of New York, 1794. So there's like 50 people. So it really builds up, and I forget what the treaty was called. It was called the Radu versus the Gypsies, the Treaty of 1776. Oh no, that wasn't it. Wait, what's going on here? More power, and it's good to be the king. You got that straight. The 70s music was all about the Bee Gees and the what the hell's going on in the chat? I know we're babbling on. I'm babbling on. Ginger's trying to keep us on track. Okay, so where are we at? What's going on here?
Well, they're all
Are they
together.
still laying in the bed?
Yes.
Yeah, what are they doing in that bed?
What are they doing in that bed?
I don't know.
I don't remember either. We are at an impasse.
They're having a some kind of love triangle is what's going on.
No.
No?
No.
Is this the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay, so the end of the movie. So I guess Stefan and Carl burst in while they're on the bed. Stacy Lipkins is here too.
Not Stefan. Stefan is tied up.
Good to
It's
see you,
just Carl.
Stacy. Stefan's tied up.
He's in shackles, isn't he?
Stefan is?
Stefan is.
What the hell?
Carlo saves the day. Carlo's the one that saves the day.
I know Michelle is in shackles. Are you in shackles? I love shackles. I collect all different kinds of shackles. I've got a room full of them all up on the wall with big spikes so that if you're in the shackles, you can't escape. It's a museum of sorts. I'll send pictures. I put them on Discord. And if you believe that, I got a bed to sell you. What? So, what ends up happening is Michelle's tied up and she gets out of there from one of those stakes and she goes, I don't even know where the hell I'm at. What's going on here? Ginger, where are we at in this movie?
Well,
pick a spot.
You didn't even remember when we were talking about it earlier. You didn't even remember how the story ended, that Radu loses his head.
Well, okay, so you jump right to the ending. Jeez, you can't win for losing with this girl. It's either let's talk about the middle or let's just go to the end. It's time to end this show. Listen, I need food in me and I need some hot cocoa is what I need.
Ovaltine.
Shackles on the wall usually has a negative effect on the love life. I don't know about that, Chris W. Sometimes, have you seen what's that movie? 50 Shades. Have you seen it? Just give yourself a safe word and you're fine. So what ends up happening is I'm losing it, man. So they're at the castle. Stefan and Carl come in. Carl comes in. He's got the rosary pellets and the shotgun. He's boom, and he shoots, I think, Lillian, right? And I think he gets Mara, and he's shooting them. And what ends up happening is Stefan starts to sword fight with his brother Radu, and they're clashing it out like what's that movie?
The Princess Bride.
Yeah, there you go. They're fighting it, I love it. I wish we could sword fight somehow, but we can't. Where it's via video. I would jump up right now and sword fight if I could. And they're fighting, and the chandelier falls on Lillian, kind of decapitates her or whatever right through the chest. And poor thing. But Radu fighting with Stefan, and you think, why are they sword fighting? Why don't Radu throw his sword down and just grab him and kill him? I mean, he's more powerful, but
because this is more fun.
Something else happens. What happens?
I don't know. Tell me.
Deals with you don't know?
Mm-mm.
The old oak and the old oak tree. Stefan has this old spear, and it's made of old oak, and And he turns his back for a second, and Radu, like any plot, turns his spoiler, turns away for a second, and Stefan turns around, and it goes right through his heart, the wooden stake, and Radu
Through
falls
whose
down.
heart?
Through his heart.
Through whose heart?
Radu's.
Okay.
Yes.
You didn't make that clear.
I got a long piece of hair. Where was this from? I don't got long hair.
Who's
That's
been in your
weird.
dungeon? Who's been in your dungeon, Dino?
Oh, this is my hair. Then
With the shackles and all that.
But you don't worry about that.
Okay.
So the wooden spear is kind of smoking and burning out of his chest, and Radu goes, I can't die. You can't kill me.
Mm-hmm.
When Stefan takes the axe, chops off his head.
And his head goes rolling.
And the idiotic move that happens next is they all just leave him in that room.
Mm-hmm.
Decapitated, knowing that that really doesn't kill a vampire either. I mean, the head is there. You know what I mean?
And they leave his little minions. His little minions are still there.
They've been hiding. I don't think
that they knew about him.
Yeah, because I don't think those little demons appeared for anybody else.
Yeah.
Other than maybe Stefan seen them when they were first made, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter. It ends with Stefan takes the bloodstone. He's going to make peace with the gypsies.
Mm-hmm.
And Michelle ends up giving a big platter of pineapple and grapes. And Stefan says, I love you all. Mm. You all have nothing to worry about. He says, the village will be... and then they go back to Radu.
And his minions are standing there around him. And they're looking at him like, dude, what's up?
Yes. And it's funny, those little demon things, the stop motion things, they were going to be real people dressed up kind of. Mm-hmm. And I wonder how that would, because the images that they show, or the video that they show of them, and you can find it on the internet. You can find what they would look like. Mm-hmm. Look very, very cool. So I'm like, you know what? They both look kind of cool. The people dressed up as demons, as his minion. But anyways, so it doesn't end there, okay? Because what ends up happening is Stefan takes his love, Michelle, in her white flowing dress, mm-hmm. and says, listen, come to my coffin. There's plenty of room. They're going to have some brunch. A nightcap of sorts is what they're going to have. Mm-hmm. And she says, listen, because she's been bitten by Radu, but she don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to become Radu, she says, in a stern voice. Oh, wait, no, this ain't story time. So
what does Stefan does something out of love because he loves her and he doesn't want her to become a monster like Radu. So what does Stefan do?
Oh, Stefan sucks her neck.
She begs him to.
Yeah, gives her a sucker bite. And she gets 10 lashes and has to stay home because her mother sees it. And she gets on a plane. Mm-mm. No, she gets in with the coffin with them, and they continue. They
hibernate.
They all night long. They continue to make little vampire babies in the coffin. Even though it doesn't look like there's enough room in there, there's just enough room for Stefan. So that's kind of what ends up happening. But the very last scene of the movie is when Radu opens his eyes, even though he's decapitated, and the little demons are there, and it fades to black. Mm-hmm. And that's the end of the movie. And the continuing movies, which part 2 is probably the best of them all, continues with the character of Michelle, which...
It's a different girl.
It's a different girl who plays her character throughout the next movies. I don't know why she couldn't... She just didn't continue on with the role. But they cast another woman, and she's just as good.
Yeah.
She's a wonderful actress and a beautiful brunette. Mm-hmm. Longer hair.
Mm-hmm.
But they kind of don't, here she turned into a vampire, and they kind of continue it off with she's a normal human. So
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
I always thought, I don't know a lot about vampire lore, but I always thought that you're not technically a vampire until you drink blood for the
Yeah.
first time. I thought it
Well,
wasn't like she's still like kind of in the middle. I don't know, I learned that from the Lost Boys.
so well, no, I mean, listen, so there's a loophole there.
Mhm.
And every studio, even Hammer Horror Studios,
Mhm.
Universal, they all did their vampires different.
Mhm.
Okay. And heck, Hammer, some of the vampires could you know they died in many different ways: flowing water, ice, what, it's just all over the place. But
Mhm.
to turn into a vampire in this film, they didn't show them drink from their maker.
Mm.
I was trying to think of the right word without using a bad word. Their maker. Speaking of coffee, um, and so who knows, but they turned into vampires even from Radu without, maybe they just infected from the blood and they become vampires. So there you go. I don't know. They don't
So
really
back to
specify.
what I was saying
Yeah, I know.
before.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I think that uh, Stefan's mom was a gypsy. They never say she was a gypsy, they just say she was a sorceress.
Yeah.
But I think she was a gypsy.
Well,
And
continue.
that's the connection there. But although, like you said, I haven't seen the other movies though.
Yeah.
And Stefan's not even in any of the other movies
No.
because he's weak.
He's
Weak.
Yes, they changed the whole storyline
Hmm.
a little bit, centering on Michelle
Hmm.
as the main character for Radu. Um, so the rest of the movies take place with Radu kind of pursuing the character of Michelle.
Hmm.
And it's just very, very cool. I love the character. Radu is fantastic. The set pieces are great.
Yes.
Cinematography, even by
I mean, the scenery is so big. But I heard that the last one, number 5, that they did that one in Armenia,
uh,
or
the new one that's ready to come out, Bloodlines. Or are you talking about the Vampire Diaries or the Vampire Journals?
I'm talking
Vampire
about
Journal.
Subspecies, the last Subspecies movie. They didn't film it in Romania, or did they? Did they film all of them in Romania?
I don't know about this last one because I haven't. It's been delayed. The last film
Uh,
for like 2.5 years, 3 years, because of everything that's been going on.
mm-hmm.
Full Moon Entertainment was ready and set to create 10 movies in 10 months, I think it was, or something like that, all shooting at the same time. And then everything happened and they couldn't do that. They did release Blade from the Deadly 10 that they were doing, which was terrible of the Puppet Master, because you know what? Blade wasn't even in the movie that much. And thus, if you're going to do 10 movies in 10 months and spare on how much money you're going to put out there for each film, you're not going to get good content. So why not take a little longer and put on a good movie? You know what I mean? So,
Well,
um,
I saw a video of all of them, of the lady who plays Michelle, the director, the guy who played
Carl,
no, the guy who played the tall man, the guy who played
Angus Grimm,
yeah, no, not him, the son. The guy who played Radu, and it was 4 people. No, it was just 3. It was the guy who played Radu, the director, and the woman who played Michelle in the last of the movies. And they were very passionate about this series. Like, they really, really, I think that especially the girl who played Michelle in the next 4 movies, she wasn't really expecting it to take off the way it did.
yeah.
And it was just like, well, this is the sequel, and I'm playing Michelle, but the first Michelle was a different woman. But like, the series really
Michelle,
took off after that.
my girl. Yeah. Hey, J.K. Koss. What is going on? Love all my horror fans. Right back at you. Yepers. This is the place. One stop shop for horror.
So let everybody know
Oh,
what do you think your score is on a 1 to 10? What would you put this movie at?
well, let me see. Let me ponder this for several seconds. This is a tough one.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Six. Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
As much as I hype this movie up, out of a 10, this isn't a masterpiece, but I love this film. I love the series from Full Moon Entertainment. I like it even more than the Puppet Master movies. Puppet Master, those little dolls, man, you gotta love them. It's a great concept, and there are some great Puppet Master movies. But I'm moving
Chris
on.
W says 6.5. Why, Chris? What do you think? What would your score be?
Well, I would give this a 7.5 out of
Wow.
10.
Okay.
So there you go.
It was
7.5.
just a little too campy for me, just a little too cheesy. I know they meant well and everything,
Not
but
cheese, not cheese. Wrong word. Cheese is
campy,
when, yeah,
campy,
camping I can see, but
campy.
cheese is when you insert, and people don't understand this. I've heard some very straight lined horror movies, and people would go, "Oh, that's a cheesy movie." Just because
No.
it's a B horror movie and lower budget does not make it cheesy. Cheesy
Right.
means that they've infused a little bit of humor into that movie,
Mhm.
whether they meant it or not. It still makes it a cheesy movie. That's what
But
makes it cheesy.
campy,
But campy is just, yeah. I get you. I get you. Still
campy
love
is when it's unintentionally funny. Like they didn't intend it to be that way. It's just looking at it now, it's just it looks that way now, but that's not what they intended.
well,
Cheesy is like they did it intentionally. Campy is like they didn't really mean for it to be that way.
no, I don't even think of camp as camp isn't funny. Camp isn't humor. Camp is this just see, and that's where I don't know what you mean by it, because camp means that it's a little cheap. They put it off as being low budget,
Mm-hmm.
not done very well. They tried, and I don't see it as that. But I respect your decision on calling it camp. How about that?
Okay.
Cheesy can be good sometimes. Cheesy is
But this
good
movie
most of.
wasn't cheesy. It wasn't cheap. Seems to like cheapen it, and this isn't like a cheap. You know what I mean?
Oh
Cheesy is
no,
such a negative word.
yeah. With Full Moon Entertainment, this is the most like serious. I think that, well, I can
The
say
least cheesy. You can say it's the least cheesy.
we can say that because Castle Freak is fantastic too, and very dark, and no humor whatsoever. They weren't going the way of cheese; they were going the way of a horror film, and he did try that. Even there's a movie called The Lurking Fear that deals with a little creature that's in this house.
Hmm.
This which they shot a lot of these things in Charles Band's castle, which he really owns a castle over there in Europe, which is very cool, and would shoot a lot of these movies there. But campy like The Burning. Probably she might be. Yeah, that's a little bit more along the lines J.K. Kaz. And who said CDW Cauldron says still love Puppet Master movies? I do too. I've got the toys and figures, but half of the movies are terrible. The new Blade one was terrible. So a handful of them are good. One is good. Two is a little bit better. Three, four is okay, and then you've lost me. So there you go. Some of the transfer movies are pretty good too. Though my favorite film with Tim Thomerson is Cherry 2000. LOL. Have not seen Cherry 2000, but Tim Thomerson is awesome in the transfers, and you can find transfers commentary with me and Ted, a full commentary on this channel, And
Frontier. Philip asked, "What's an example of a campy movie, Dino?"
oh, let's see. It's going to sound funny because it's it deals with a camp, but it's like Sleepaway Camp. That's a campy movie, and it's not just because of the word camp. They were trying to be serious.
Well,
But
that's what I said. I said campy is
comes off a
unintentionally
little.
funny.
No, but I didn't see any funny parts to Sleepaway Camp. There's an underlying, oh God, I don't want to say like a low budget look to the film. Listen, I'll get back to you on that. We'll have a whole stream on camp, okay? Camp and cheese. How about that? Cheese versus camp.
Yeah, you should
Anyway.
do that, Dino. Because
Yeah, that's
Dino,
not a bad
believe
idea.
me, you guys, we do these reviews and stuff, but Dino has a really good eye for cinematography. He understands like way more than I do, like what it takes to make a movie, to make it look good, not just to make it, but to make it look good. But he knows both. Like you could learn a lot from Dino. I would watch that definitely because Dino knows what he's talking about. He has so many good ideas. I'm like, why are you not in Hollywood? You should really be in Hollywood.
Listen, yes, thank you. I do know, and honestly, listen, in the very near future, you will start to see some horror movie shorts on this channel because my kids are getting old enough to where
nice.
they want to be involved. We just talked about this today.
Nice.
They want to be involved in these short films that I got already, but I need actors and my daughter and my son. My daughter just turned 18. My son's 14, but he's 6 foot and already at 14 years old. So listen, I'm not going to give too much away, but there's a stalker giallo type short film that I'm working on
Dino,
right
that's
now.
So awesome.
That you guys will be kind of, I hope, blown away by. That's all I can say.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It will be somewhat a 15-20 minute short horror movie, but it'll be original, so it's not no
that sounds so awesome
or nothing like that. And look for that within, oh geez, I won't promise anything, but the next 6 months, maybe, hopefully, you will get something there. 6 months will go by like that. And but we were just discussing this as a family today.
Oh,
And
that's
the 2
nice,
kids.
Dino. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very excited. They're really getting into what I'm doing now, and it's really cool. And listen, tonight was off the hook a little bit. And when I go into these kind of things, I did it with Ted a lot too. I'm just having fun. Listen, I may just sound like a jackass sometimes, and it comes across like that, but there's some movies. Listen, this is a great movie.
I was worried about your blood sugar level there for a minute.
Really? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right. But see, that's what I do. Let's freak them out in the audience a little bit and give them some.
Mission accomplished.
Well, there you go. So, Adam for Christ, there you go, because it's a profound and esoteric difference between cheese and camp and movies. 100% agree with you, Adam for Christ. Again,
so next Sunday we're doing the big one.
We are
the big one.
We are.
Well, we're doing a big one on Sunday. I think it's big.
Yes, the biggest one ever. You've seen to this point a lot of the lesser, not the lesser known giallos, but you're going to see the king of the giallo films in Suspiria 1977. So you will get that this coming Sunday, and I cannot wait to talk about that film. And that
I asked to do this on Sunday so that I'd have more time to absorb it all, to process it all, because I know it's going to be.
Oh, there's going to be some deep stuff to talk about, and that won't be unlike this stream, which was still fun. They're all fun. We will really be talking about the ins and out of that movie, whether it's the cinematography, the use of camera movements and sets and kills and the way Dario Argento does things, because he's kind of mastered it at this point.
And you're going to see a
Sus-
lot of his signature things.
oh yeah, Suspiria is it's just a masterpiece, and you look at it and you go, wow. From the music to the mood to the characters, there's nothing in this movie that isn't fantastic. Of course, there are people who are going to disagree, but it's got to be a small percentage of people because it's fantastic. I watched Deep Red maybe about a year ago, and that quickly jumped a little bit past Suspiria. That's how much I love Deep Red. But yes, I cannot wait to talk about that. And in the meantime, tomorrow night we have a Paranormal Into the Night show with me and Crystal Blevins. She's a paranormal investigator, and we will be talking all things paranormal, ghosts, you name it, spirits, Ouija, whatever. And then Saturday, well, movie night this Wednesday.
Friday.
I mean Friday.
It's gonna be Halloween.
We will be watching on movie night the original Halloween all together as a late horror show family, and it will be. Oh, I can't wait. That'll definitely get us all in the mood for Halloween for sure. And yes, and then Kolchak, the Night Strangler, Dave Plouffe came up with the trivia questions for that, and that should be another fantastic stream because people love Kolchak.
Oh man, I love Kolchak.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. And if you guys, again, Chris W. mentioned it earlier today, but the 22nd of October, please join us for a channel Halloween party. I will give the link so you can jump on and join in, and we will judge costumes.
Y'all come.
So it will be fun. It will be fun. And hopefully by the, oh geez, I keep belching. By that time, we will be celebrating 90,000 subscribers. Definitely.
That happened last night, I believe.
Well, we passed 89,000. By in 2 weeks, we will definitely pass 90,000. We get about 2,000 new subscribers a month. So I'm talking after the beginning of the year, unless something spikes big time, we will hit 100,000, and I will get the big plaque from YouTube, and it'll be displayed in the back, and
a gold watch.
And a gold watch. Do I get that? Yeah. So it'll be fun. And overnight tonight, yes, starting in 20 minutes. Oh yeah, we gotta go. It will be a mixed
Broadway
bag.
Is my beat. Broadway is my beat.
Yes. We got Broadway Is My Beat. We got yours truly, Johnny Dollar, Michael Shane, Nick Carter, Richard Diamond, Box 13, Gangbusters, Sam Spade. So yeah, we got a little bit of everything. I kind of put them in chunks. So this time you'll kind of hear them in like 2-hour blocks, 1.5-hour blocks, just to change it up a little bit, so they're not all over the place all night long. So there you go. With that said, let's end the stream, and I'll let you say the last word if you want. So